Happy Frugal Friday. You guys, I lost my voice. And every time I try to talk, it sounds like this. It's so awful. It's so awful. And you can't endure a whole video like this. So please enjoy this compilation I put together of some of my favorite tips. I love you guys. I hope to be back to normal next week. Enjoy.
Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. He's talking about the value of repetition. And I could not agree more with the value of repetition. Today, I am sharing 7 practical tips to live below your means. This is what I call drill and thrill. Yes, the more you drill these habits, the more thrilled you will be with the results. Number 1, go to the grocery store just once a week. I feel like the more times you go to the store, like the more times you enter a raffle, right? The chances are you're gonna win. This is like the opposite. The more times you go, the more likely you are to blow your budget. Number 2, pick a no spend day. Traditionally, I will use no spend Sunday. Gives your wallet a break. It's one of those things that I just do automatically, and it helps me stay living below my means. Number 3, get a financial goal that motivates you. Nothing has lit a fire under my butt more than, first of all, trying to pay off my car, which I accomplished, and that felt amazing. And now trying to pay off this house early. The idea of being mortgage free makes me feel so excited and so motivated. If you have like a vacation that you really want to go on with your family, or you want to spend more time traveling, or maybe there's something you actually just want to purchase that really gets your blood pumping, you're like, oh, that would be awesome. Being a frugal person is all about spending sparingly on what doesn't matter so that you can spend on what does. So pick a goal and get excited about it. The number 4 tip to stay living below your means is to organize your finances. I wouldn't have gotten anywhere financially, you guys, if I hadn't organized my finances. And my way of organizing my finances is creating my unique monthly budget every single month. It's so easy, and every dollar, I just tweak it every month. I know where every dollar is going. I assign it a place to go, and having that sense of organization, planning ahead, and intention with my spending plan has made all the difference. Number 5, track what you spend. If you don't track what you actually spend, there's no way to reconcile what you have done with your money. Tracking the spending is crucial in staying living below your means, or else how do you know what you spent? Number 6, and this one is going to seem obvious, but I feel the need to say it. This tip to stay living below your means is to never, ever, ever spend more than you make. The math is there. If you never spend more than you make, you're not going to be in debt, and you're not going to be living above your means. You're going to be able to keep it in check. You're going to be able to get to maybe some savings, you guys. Savings is so exciting, which I'm going to get to in the final tip here. But don't spend more than you make. And how do you do that? You organize your finances like we just talked about. You track your spending. This is what I'm telling you. Drill and thrill. We keep drilling these habits down. You will be thrilled with the, say it with me, results. And number 7 is to build that emergency fund. Build that emergency fund, you guys. In the end, that emergency fund is what helps me sleep at night. I am not kidding. And I think back probably when I started all this, I couldn't imagine that I would be able to build a 3-month emergency fund, a 6-month emergency fund. I thought, how in the world do people do that? And the answer is everything that we just talked about in these 6 prior steps. They have helped me get to a point where I've built a healthy emergency fund. It makes me know that if it hits the fan, and sometimes it hits the fan, you guys, that we're gonna be okay, at least for a bit.
The ability to simplify means to eliminate the unnecessary so that the necessary may speak.
When I heard this quote, it made me think of my two favorite topics, frugal living and minimalism. Both frugality and minimalism covet subtracting in order to add. Subtracting clutter to add relaxation. Subtracting unnecessary spending to add money to my wallet. Subtracting unnecessary plans to add peace to my week. Today, I'm talking about ways to simplify your financial life and save money through frugal minimalism. Let's do this. Automate your bills. It's like hiring an assistant you don't have to pay. Have a login list with your passwords somewhere safe and comfortable. Do you know how much time I have wasted over the years trying to find out what password I used for this? Oh my goodness, it's embarrassing. Another way to simplify your financial life is to have fewer financial goals. You know, for me, my big one is paying off this house. I always have a side goal of contributing to my retirement, but I don't even think about that because it's on auto pay, auto drafted immediately. I don't think about it. It's doing its thing. But sometimes when we're trying to save for so many things, it can be a little daunting, it can be a little overwhelming, and you might not be getting to the end of the thing that you want the most. So if you're looking to simplify your financial goals, try to narrow it down a little bit and go after the big fish or go after the thing that matters to you most and keep it simple. Whittle down debt. Always be whittling down debt. The less debt you have to manage, the more time and money and energy you will have to spend toward the things that you want to be spending that money on. The more you accumulate debt, sometimes this can cause some discomfort, some stress, some not sleeping at night. So whittling down debt might be one of those goals that we were talking about earlier. I find the less debt I have, the less stress I have, and everything's more simple when, again, money's not going out in more directions. I keep doing this, but I just want to narrow it down. Whittle down your debt until we squash it. Do a subscription check. Sometimes subscriptions sound so good in the moment. You're thinking, I need this. I need Apple TV. I need this extra storage on my Apple device, which I do. As a YouTuber, magazine subscriptions? Does anybody do magazine subscriptions anymore? Food delivery, streaming, whatever it is, just do a subscription check. You might want it all, you might need it all, it might all be necessary, but it's good to periodically check in and see, is there anything I can cross off this list? Do a brief budget debrief. And what I mean by that is take a glimpse through your budget and see, hey, are there any line items over time that I don't need anymore? Do I have a clothing budget that's really not necessary right now? You know me, I'm a unique monthly budgeter, so I look this over every single month and tweak and adjust. That's how I roll. But if you're not a person that looks at it as often as I do a brief debrief, go through the budget. Is there anything I can eliminate? Is there anything that is no longer serving me? Could this money be put somewhere else to better use? Take a look. It's worth a glimpse for sure. Oh, you're gonna love this one. Buy less. Yeah, okay, hear me out. Think about this. The less you buy, the more we can avoid every single tip I just gave you. Okay. Obviously, I'm being silly for a reason. And obviously I love to jokingly oversimplify things. The whole frugal living lifestyle, right? Like if you want to really boil it down, spend less or earn more. Minimalism. Oversimplified. Keep what you love, eliminate the rest. Oversimplifying obviously is fun in theory, but there's a lot more factors than just saying something cute like buy less. You might have noticed on my channel, you've never seen a "this is how extremely frugal I am" video, because I'm not extremely frugal. I know this is one of the reasons that some of you really enjoy my channel, because I strike a balance between saving and spending. I'm not extreme. I get results. I find endless abundance and pleasure with this frugal lifestyle. The KSQUAD traditionally uses some of my tips just as I do them. Then they take some of them and they just throw them out the window. They're like, no, that's not gonna work for me, and I invite you to do the exact same thing. If it's not gonna work for you, throw it out. Like perhaps maybe some of you would never consider looking at your accounts every single day. And if that doesn't work for you, don't do it. And some you'll take, you'll tailor make, you'll tweak it to fit your family needs. And that's what I think this is all about. Of course, if you're measuring, levels of frugality are completely subjective. But in general, I consider myself contemporary frugal, which in my mind is a mix of the classic frugal practices along with practical current strategies that make sense for me and my family during these current times. That is how I define my kind of frugality. It's all about making it your own for you right now as things currently are. I often take into account opportunity cost involved in each task that I'm doing. Some things I find really worth my time, money, and energy, and some I do not. I'm always looking to reach my goals by utilizing, say it with me, my time, money, and energy in ways that are the least wasteful from my perspective. This will vary greatly from person to person. My first example, classic frugal move would be hanging laundry on a clothesline to dry. Do I think it saves money? Probably. Do I think it would make my laundry smell really good? Oh yeah. Am I going to do it? No. I'm all about my dryer. Saves me time. I like the convenience of it. That's my choice. Another example, classic frugal move, making things from scratch, like bread. Do I think it would save money? Probably. Do I think it would taste great? Oh yeah. Am I going to do it? No. Again, saves me time not making bread. I like the convenience of buying bread at the store. Store-bought bread is my choice. Here's another classic frugal move. Carpooling. Do I think it would save money? Probably. Do I see the value in it? Yes. Am I going to do it? No. For me, this is quality time with Kaden as we drive to school and work, and I value that alone time. We have some of our best conversations during our drives. So I choose to keep it just us. That's my choice. I realize that some of these I get to make a choice, and I'm really grateful for that. Sometimes we don't get a choice. Some people don't own a dryer. Some people don't have room for a dryer. A dryer isn't in the budget. Some people don't own a vehicle. They don't want one, or the cost is too high to currently cover buying it, gas, car insurance. We've got to do the best we can with what we have and make choices that are most appropriate for us. This is not for anyone else to decide. This is a personal decision that we must not look for others to make for us. If you consider yourself frugal in any kind of way, any kind of fashion, type in the comments, "I'm frugal," and represent.